Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another account takeover on Raid Shadow Legends. We've got Ragan, who is after a takeover. He is basically sitting in the end game. He is doing ultimate clan boss and just wants to push his damage. At the moment, the best ever key he has done is 22 million. He'd love to be able to do a free key on Ultra Nightmare, so that means we need to push it above 25 million consistently. And he'd also, so he can do all of the dungeons, he's got them all on farm, but basically just asked, can I get some sort of speed run going on Dragon 20, which is consistent, and on Spider 20. So Spider, he can do speed runs, but only manually. So he's just saying, what can we do in terms of getting something going on auto? So we've got plenty of silver to play with, tons of silver. We're going to go in, do a gear cleanse, see what we've got to play with, and start building stuff up. I mean, there's a lot of legendaries here. It's a good account. Yeah, really good account. So, in fact, you know, we've got Shamrock here, who I'm quite interested in trying out. He might even go into the clan boss team. I know we've got a Turvold in here as well. So Turvold is the combination that he uses right now. Let's just check out his team setup right now. That's not us. So yeah, what have we got here? So we've got Marta, who's doing buffs. We've got, so basically we're going speed, counter attack, buffs to enable Turvold, and Turvold I just saw there was in relentless gear. So interesting idea. So basically we got picking up the Turvold, healing him up, buffing him up, and going crazy damage. I like it. It's pretty cool as a comp. It's very different as well. I'd love to try it if I had one myself. So I think we either stick to that same theme, or we go with a more conventional setup, which would look like, I think it would probably be, let's just check the vault. I think Marta must be hiding away somewhere, is she? I'm just not seeing her. I know she's here. Just check I haven't got anything else in the vault here that would change things up. Don't think so. I don't think there's anything else here that's going to dramatically change what's going on with this account for clan boss, or in fact even for the dungeons either. I don't think there's anything that would come out that would dramatically step change what's going on. So let's just consider then, what do we want? So we want decrease attack. That's our kind of primary goal with any clan boss setup. So we would need to have Tyrell. Just interested, for that clan boss setup that he's got there right now, the only decrease attacker he's got is Marta, and that's quite, I mean, it's quite dangerous. It's just quite dangerous having Marta as the only decrease attacker. You've got no debuff extenders. I guess they're just going fast enough to constantly get that reapplied in time, but it just feels like that is a really risky setup to me. As soon as that drops off, you're basically dead. And how fast is she? She's not that fast. Not that fast at all, actually. Oh, she is 260. Yeah, she's really fast. Actually, she's really fast, and she's really, really well geared. Okay, fair enough. Maybe this is the way to go. Speed, speed, speed. What we got here? 270, 260. 270, yeah. So it looks like we've gone crazy fast on this team, which is very cool. And then Turvold is just stacked with attack, not much defense, okay speed, good crit rate, good crit damage. I would even suggest that maybe you're better off. So we get a boost in crit rate from Morsi and Mage, so we don't need more there. I wonder if you just find a way to get even more crit damage going here. But so I guess the other option is to slow people right down and forget Turvold. So you'd go Tyrell, you'd go Marta, you would go Razin, 1, 2, 3, you would go Shamrock, 4, and you'd probably stick with someone like Morsley and Mage, 5. Or do we need Morsley and Mage with the Shamrock being so crazy nowadays? Shamrock's also got a speed buff, which might also just work with the Turvold build really well as well. Shamrock might just replace what Morsi and Mage does here. Increased defense, increased speed, increased crit rate, continuous heals. Yeah, I think he comes into this lineup anyway, irrelevant of whether we go sort of standard setup with Turvold or not. Okay, I'm going to have a play around and have a think, and then I'm going to pull people back in to have a look at what I'm playing with. Okay, so the gear is in good order. Obviously, Radium knows what he's doing here with gearing, so I'm not too fussed with that. I've sold off, 116 items. It's more just a bit of a cleanse up, but there's not anything in there which is too drastic. So what I'm looking at here is how do I start to min-max what's already going on. Turvold could really do with crit damage gloves. That would be a massive boost to his crit rate, to his damage output. So we need to keep Relentless going. I think Relentless is important in his build. Some of these pieces are very good, but they're not all very good. This piece has got good speed and crit. This piece has got crit. That's about it. We've got some speed boots here with some attack, but no crit. So it looks like we've kind of gone for set bonus over substance for certainly the cruel set, and we don't have crit damage gloves. I think if you don't have Relentless and you improve the stats, you do more damage, I think. So firstly, I'm going to try and rebuild Turvold to do more damage. That's going to be step 1. Step 2, I'm going to get Shamrock in the mix into this team because of all of his extra buffs that he does, and then we're going to see what we hit. So I'm not going to touch. I think Arbiter is already in good shape. She's going to do the weaken for us. She's got low defense. That's not. Maybe I'm going to play with Arbiter. Play with Arbiter. The Martyr is definitely in good shape for this build. She is fast. She's got good defense, really good accuracy. I don't need to do much here. She's in good shape. Arbiter needs more defense. Turvold, I want to get more crit out of. The so what was that? 1, 2. The Apothecary is again a bit low in defense, so we need to get more defense out of the Apothecary into his build. And the Morsian Mage is probably it's got way too low defense, so it feels like Martyr probably outlives everybody by a country mile in this build because of how much defense she's got. Everyone else will be dead and Martyr will still be going, but because her defense is so far different from the rest of the team, she'll only last 2 more rounds at best. So there's something to be said here that it's not all about, if you put one champion so far better than the rest, it does not improve your team by much at all. The other thing we don't have at all in this team is any poison, any sort of poison damage. So I question whether throwing someone like an Occult Brawler just to give us poison right through the fight as well is better than having everything geared to get damage out of Turvold. We've got no damage anywhere else in this team at the moment. Martyr would do some because of her defense, but otherwise we don't have damage going on. So there's a few things which I'm just curious about here. It feels to me like Shamrock will be good for the team. Arbiter's a must. Martyr's a must. Maybe we sub out Apothecary, we sub in either a Occult Brawler or Steel Skull and get some poison damage alongside everything else and see if that improves our damage over time. So yeah, I'm going to go into reworking now, so let's just have a quick look through. So you've seen the stats on these guys. Just show you again though. You see what I mean about this defense level. It needs to be at least 3k, at least. Occult Brawler is not built for Clan Boss, I don't think, but its build's not terrible actually. And yeah, this one here. Okay, so we're going to get into re-gearing them now and show you the results. Okay, so we're going to take people one by one. Arbiter's build. We have got HP on the gloves. I'd rather it was defense, but we do need speed, so we've got a bit of speed here. If I can get that same replication of gloves, HP again, don't want those. So I'll try and get it in speed gear. But I'm looking for defense, main stat, and some speed. So we don't have any speed on that. I'm going to lose 13 speed if I do it. We've got defense on the chest, and we've got speed boots, but it's the smaller version of speed boots. So when you're talking about min-maxing to this sort of level, ideally you start to pick up 6-star speed boots like these. So I could swap those in and get my set bonus here, and then try and find on somebody else in this team or one of the other sort of champs that we've got around if we've got some speed defensive gloves. So those gloves are probably, they're not got speed on them, they're not bad. And this is kind of what we do. So we're just going through and we're just trying to find if they've got the right gear already in this account somewhere that we can use to basically support the champions that we want to run with. But yeah, there's a few things about this build. So good HP, but we'd rather have it here in defense. We've got a lot of accuracy stacked into the build, which is fine. So at the moment we've got HP on the amulet. I'd rather that was a defense amulet with the same sort of level of accuracy. So that will swap out. I've found this one. This will swap in instead, because it will just keep us alive for longer. And Arbiter is the way this build really works. You need her to be resurrecting people. As soon as she dies, the build dies. So she needs to be much tankier than she is, even if it means we slow her down. So this is what I'm doing. I'll go through all the gear and just kind of get her right. But she's the first one I'm going to build because I need to get her speed right. I need to get her defense right so that she is the one who stays alive basically as long as the martyr does. Okay, Arbiter is finished. We have got quite a dramatic change of stats here actually. So we've gone to 3.75k defense, still got 40k HP, still got good accuracy, still got very good speed. So she is in a much better place. This is a much better build for her. She will last a lot longer into the fight and she'll be able to pick people up later into the fight. So she's good to go. We're going to move on to Marta. No, Marta was already pretty good actually. I think I'm going to move on to Turvold and see if I can't change him into a bit more of a crit beast. Okay, what have I done then? So I've taken him out of Relentless set because we didn't have any crit damage gloves that could work here. Now, it may be a mistake, I don't know actually. But what we have done is we've massively chunked up his crit damage. So 286% crit damage. We've still got over 70 here. I've put more defense on him as well. His attacks come down, but his crit damage has gone up a lot. And obviously we've lost Relentless. So we're going to see how that goes. I swapped an attack banner for a defense banner just so we got a bit more survivability. I put crit damage gloves on him, which were great. And crit rate here. And good other crit damage set gear here. Really good high-end gear. We've got speed boots on with good attack on. So all in all, I feel like this build is going to be better for him. So we've got Arbiter, we've got Turvold. I think we're going to keep Morsi and Mage in a support role. Was I going to keep him in? I'm definitely doing Shamrock, Marta. No, maybe we're not. Maybe we're going to go for the Poisoner. I'm going to build Occult Brawler. No, Steel Skull next as my Poisoner. And then I'm going to do Shamrock. Built up Steel Skull. He has got good defense now. He's got good speed, good accuracy, good HP. So he's good to go. All I really did was I moved some defense gloves onto him instead of HP gloves. And we have moved a defense ring onto him instead of an HP ring. So he's in good shape. So that's 1, 2, 3 down. We need to build up Shamrock. And we need to build up... Oh, actually, Marta, as I said before, is pretty much good to go. I stole her gloves to give to the Arbiter. So we just need to get some defense gloves on her. I mean, the set you can do with someone like a Marta because she's so much higher defense than everyone else. Once I get defense gloves on her, you can actually put crit gloves on someone like a Marta. This defense level now, 3.6k, is similar. 3.7 here. He's going to be lower. Steel Skull is at 3.7. So you see, we've got all we need to have is a pretty balanced set of stats throughout the team. So if you can get yourself to a balance and then get crit rate gloves on a defensive champion, then you're doing yourself a lot of good in these type of battles. It's more high-end kind of gearing, but this is kind of where you get to if you're trying to push damage on something like Clan Boss. So these are a good set of gloves that we could use. We could just throw defense gloves back on her and push her defense back up, but I don't think that's going to be the best. I think we'd rather go with something like this. More accuracy, more HP, more speed obviously for the set bonus, and then we're going to push her crit rate right up, and she's now going to start hitting a lot harder as well, which is obviously very cool. So I'll let that run through. That will basically be her build complete. I'll check the other bits and pieces generally. I love that this now rolls a bit quicker. Literally saves me probably about an hour on these takeovers, just the fact that it now rolls quicker. So that's amazing for me. Anyway, yeah, we'll get through this and show you this final build as well. Right, so Shamrock is good to go. We've done the same thing here. We've done crit rate gloves because we were already kind of capping out on the same sort of level of defense as everyone else. We've got good speed. We don't need accuracy on this build, so we've got high crit rate, good crit damage, very high HP as well. I think we are good to go for a test run. Right then, here we go. Team trial number 1. How are we going to do? How are we going to do? Certainly more tanky than we were. We have got a lot of damage and a lot of buffs in this team. The Arbiter's mainly in there for speed boosts. We're going to get a counter attack up nice and early. I think we're just going to go crazy buffs here. See if we can't just get... Oh, big boy, he doesn't need any more defense, so there's no point doing that. Let's go for poisons. This is what we want then. Increase attack. He's already got increased attack on him. He's already got increased crit rate on him. And he's got increased speed, so there's actually no point in doing this on this turn. So I might just going for the giant hit. We're doing what, 100k a hit there. It's not bad. Not bad. And he's got what, 30 odd k per hit on his normal A1. And I think Marta should be on like 37k. Yeah, so we've got weaken and decrease defense up. Fills 10 meters of allies if... I think we just go A1 with him. Let's try and lay poisons in. Yeah, okay, so this is the rotation. Try and lay poisons in. Try and get old big boy here with his main damage stuff going off. 100k double hits is nice. Obviously, we run out of the counter attack there, which is the problem with not having an apothecary in, because he probably would have rotated it. Here we can go big buffs again. And slam again. So that's the way we're going to do it. 170, 160, that's more like it. Probably no point in doing that just now. I do need to keep decreased attack on actually. That's a challenge here. That is a challenge. I need to keep this decreased attack ability on, or we're going to be in trouble. That's what I was kind of worried about with this lineup anyway, is whether I could keep that going. So, one more turn yet till he gets his stuff back. There it is. It's just whether I can keep that up for long enough in these fights. Anyway, I'm going to let this run through, play it out, and then we'll see where we get to. At 15.2, the main reason we've gone at that level is because we just don't keep decreased attack up consistently enough. So, what I'm going to do... I guess the question is poison damage has done some work for us there, but we've got a lot of buffs coming from Shamrock. Maybe we do it like this. Again, I'm just going to throw it on auto and we'll see how this goes, and yeah, see if this is better. So we did a bit more with Turvold in the team, not massively more. What I'm going to try now is actually just go back to a more conventional team, take Turvold out of the team and go back to a more conventional team without the speed, and see if I can't just do a normal build and slow people down and do a lot more damage. That's what I think is going to happen. Let's try it. Okay, so we're going to start by talking about Marta. Marta has gone into lifesteal gear. She's got healthy looking defense. I need to get her speed above the 191 so that she goes before the clan boss. So she's at 193. She's still in lifesteal gear and she's got good accuracy overall. So she is in good shape. If I just show you her total stats here. So we've got 4.2k defense, 193 speed. It's a little bit over where I'd like it to be, but still good. 43k HP, 240 odd accuracy. She's good to go. She's going to be a perfect build here for Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. I'm going for a second counter attacker. So Skull Crusher is going to be the second one. He's coming in at 174. So he needs to be faster than 172 and slower than 189. He's got 4k odd defense, so we're good. Turvold then comes in for my decrease attack. He's at 4.3k defense, 174 speed, so faster than that Skull Crusher. That's good. Good amount of HP here, 44k, good accuracy, 226. So again, he's in good shape for Ultra Nightmare. I'm going to lose weakness, which is a shame, but I need poison. So I've got a Cult Brawler here in Stalwart gear. The reason I pushed him into Stalwart gear is because his defense is so low as a base that if you pile a load of defensive items onto him, he doesn't actually do that well. But he's still got 2.8k defense. He's still quicker than my Skull Crusher, which is good. And he's got enough accuracy to land those poisons, which is what we need. And then my fifth was going to be Steel Skull, because I need someone else to come in and heal this Occult Brawler when he starts getting low. So this build is reliant on just somebody being able to spot heal, which Steel Skull does well. The Steel Skull, considering he's a fairly low base defense character, still got 3.8k defense here, which is strong. He's the fastest of my team except for Marta, which is where I need him to be to do the cleanse. And then he's got 244 accuracy. So all in all, that is a solid build for a Steel Skull. So yeah, I think we're basically at test phase now. See if we can't beat that, 16 to 20 odd million we were doing on a Turvold build. You'll see here all of the masteries. I've made sure I've not got these speed increasing masteries on anymore. They've all got to come off if you're going to do this type of build. You'll see here none of them have got them on. Everybody's got a fairly sort of standardized either defensive build or support build if they're a poisoner for me. So yeah, I think we're good to go. This is a second day. I kind of had to record on 2 days here because maintenance was becoming more and more shocking on the first day. So we've got a fresh Ultra Nightmare boss to take on. Let's just move this around. So losing Razin's a bit hard. We actually could do with Razin, but I can't afford to not have somebody consistently doing decreased attack, which is what Tyrell's there for. I want Tyrell in this number 2 spot, so he goes second in the order of rotation. I don't want my poisoners to go before Tyrell and risk me not having decreased attack on the clan boss. So it will go Marta, Tyrell, Steel Skull, and then Occult Brawler needs to be last in that lineup because he's the most effective at landing that poison. I definitely don't want to put a poison on instead of a decreased attack in terms of order. So yeah, let's get into the fight and see what we can do. So you'll see my sort of setup as we go here. So Marta goes before the clan boss. She's the only one. She gets counter attack up before the clan boss gets a turn, which means that everybody's going to get that first counter attack hit and I'm not going to lose too much damage. It also enables everybody else to be slower than the clan boss and still stay in sync. So that's really important to do. You'll see here I've already got my debuffs flying on, which is great. And for sort of starting purposes, you just want to get those debuffs up as quickly as you can. So yeah, get poisons going on, decrease attack on and keep it on, decrease defense on and keep it on. Skull Crusher does his counter attack on hit 2, and that will happen now throughout the rest of the fight. And as we kind of roll through the abilities, Steel Skull will always cleanse after the stun. You do need to do it on manual though. On auto, he can sometimes just kind of throw out his abilities. So let's let this run. So you see here, we're coming towards the end of the fight. So my Steel Skull went down first, as I thought he would, followed by a Occult Brawler. Now we're starting to get picked off. We're about 10 minutes into the fight, so we're doing pretty well. We've had poisons ticking at a decent rate throughout the whole fight. I think this is going to be over 20 million. I'm not sure if it's going to quite get to the 25 million, but we'll see. But yeah, it's definitely in good shape. And you see here the benefit of these defense champions. They just give us those extra few rounds, extra few hits and kind of War Master hits going in. I guess the priority here is just to keep decreased attack on as long as you can. As long as decreased attack is on, these big tanks have got a chance of just lasting an extra couple of rounds. So here we go. And we've come in at 22.28 million. So that's better than Radon's best ever key on the Turvold build. So it's decent. I would have liked a 25 million key if I'm honest, because that means you've gone for, a definite free key setup. This feels like it's close to free key, not quite there. There might be something we could do, replacing Steel Skull for a Morstean Mage potentially. It might give us a bit more damage, but it's a bit riskier in terms of definite healing for a Occult Brawler. Yeah, I think it'll just be interesting to run this comp a few times and level all the gear up to level 16s. There's quite a few bits that are still level 12s, but all in all, this is in good shape. So I think it's time to go and do some work in the dungeons. Spiders and Dragon coming up. Let's do it. So I'm going to try this setup for Spider. Just trying to get an auto run going that is is reasonably fast, less than a minute ideally. We've got 2 cold hearts. We've got turn meter control with the new build on the Shamrock. We've got HP burns and stuns, and we've got decreased defense here. So let's see how this runs. So ideally we get the HP burn off first. Oh no, it looks like Shamrock's faster actually. So he's done decreased speed on the main spider, that's good. HP burns up, decreased defense up. And then we get the rotation coming through. We've got increased speed and crit rate on my guys. And then we start to reduce turn meter here. 1, 2. And then we just need the HP burns now to do the damage. Ideally this becomes a one shot so we don't have to have the spider reset. That's what we're looking for. And again, as I said, we want it to be full auto really. So there's what, 1, 2, 3 HP burns still ticking. It might just about be enough. It's going to be close actually. Yeah, there we go, 45 seconds. So that's pretty good for an auto run. So here we go, this is going to be the Dragon team. We've got AoE decreased defense, we've got 2 lots of stuns, we've got 2 lots of nukes. I think this team does it. Just wondering if, do I need miscreate monster? Maybe this is better. Let's try this. So yeah, so we've got the increased attack. We've already got the increased attack from Trunda for her aura. So we've got the increased attack then from Arbiter, and then we should just nuke these guys down pretty quick. So yeah, 14-second clear for the first wave is really good. Second wave is always the problem though. Can we make sure we don't get taken out here? We do have an Arbiter who's got pretty tanky setup and a res though, so that's not too bad. We're just waiting now for the sort of return of Turvold's decreased defense so we can get our damage going again. She's trying to pick everyone up. There's the decreased defense. Here comes the damage moves. And it looks like we're just about to get everyone down. What's that going to be? Around 50, just over 50 seconds. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Onto the Dragon, 55. I'd like this to be a less than 2-minute run, so ideally you wouldn't get the Heartseekers off there. You would have got them off when Turvold's done his decreased defense, but it's still good. You also kind of want them at this stage where you got the purple health going on, because it means we're just not going to get through the purple health, I think. Unless we get a couple of war. Oh, it's close actually. Look at that. See how close that was. So we're now just waiting for the Heartseekers really. Once the Heartseekers come back round, we should just about get this done. We actually need the Arbiter's res though. We need the res and the heal. There's one Heartseeker. Not doing crazy damage. We didn't have decreased defense down there again. There it is. We're just about coming up for the 2-minute mark. I'd say that the Cold Hearts just were on their backside too often, but 156, fastest time we've had, and that's with a lot of kind of picking people up and stuff. So happy with that. That team's pretty secure and some good damage there. So that's good. Okay, so I think that's job done. We've got a more consistent clan boss team coming in around 22 million, which is better than the best key we had before. And we've got faster runs coming now on Spiders and Dragon. Hell Hades, done it again. That's another successful account takeover. Catch you all later, guys.